Hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good time zone. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to another episode of Phoenix Wright Justice for All. We have a trial to do, let's jump in. June 22nd, 9:51 AM, District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Nick? Yeah? Did you know that Von Karma's daughter is only 18, just like me? Yeah, why? I was just thinking about how strong she is. I mean, she's been in Germany all this time by herself, and she's so grown up. Yeah, and I'm sure she felt a lot of pressure from her father's reputation. And then you look at me, and, well, I'm the daughter of the master, but I'm still just a little girl. And on top of that, I'm the suspect in a murder trial. But I think you're really strong too, Maya, for all you've gone through. Good morning! The two of you look like you're doing well today. I'm happy for you. Hey, morning, Pearly. You'll be safe today, Mystic Maya. Huh? What do you mean? My mother is coming today to show her support. Uh-oh. At least we can throw her on the witness stand. Yeah, that's right, Pearly. Hey, Pearls. Yes, Mr. Nick? Do you think you could do me a big favour? Could you channel Mia today too? Could you not? Huh? I was sort of hoping to sit in the audience today and watch. Please, it's very important to me. I don't feel confident enough without her help. Mr. Nick, that's enough. You can't show weakness in front of the person you love. Pearly, not this again. Yeah, Edgeworth isn't here. Please, can you do this for us, Pearls? Alright, I'll do it. I'll do it for Mystic Maya's sake. See you later then. I'll leave you two to your alone time. Thank goodness. Nick? This way, Pearls won't be able to see today's trial. What do you mean? What's going on? Actually, that's true. Maybe this is the lesser of two evils. Sorry, squeaky chair. I'm readjusting. I'm trying to sit in a way that my feet aren't freezing cold, because it's really cold here today. I do have some tea, though, so hopefully that will help. Not for my feet, but, you know. This is a weird tangent. I'm just going to carry on. June 22nd, 10 AM, District Court, courtroom number 2. Court is now in session for the trial of Maya Fey. The defence is ready, Your Honour. Let's start already. Mr. Phoenix Wright, I look forward to tonight's news with great joy. The image of your defeated face will be transmitted all over the world. All over the world, huh? Sounds like you've made quite a name for yourself, Phoenix. Don't be foolish, you foolish fool wearing the foolishly foolish clothes. The famous one is me. I'm the prodigy who has never lost a case since becoming a prosecutor 5 years ago. I feel like tying your entire self-worth into that is a bad idea, but you know, who am I to judge? Naturally, the world's eyes are on me as I conduct my first trial in this country. Uh-huh. That's nice, Miss Von Karma. Glad to see you're in such good spirits today, Miss Fey. Well, it's true what they say, women really are scary when they fight. Ooh. Now then, a very interesting theory was presented during yesterday's session. That the defendant could have left the channeling chamber, correct? Yes. And this key is proof of that. This key, the only key to the channeling chamber, was not where it should have been. Your Honour, I would like to say one thing before we begin. Alright, let's hear it. The prosecution has determined that from the time of the murder to the time of arrest, the defendant did indeed leave the room at one point. What? Ms. Von Karma? Then how do you explain this picture? Are you saying, then, that the person in this picture is not the defendant? I never said that wasn't the defendant. I thought we already figured out that wasn't the defendant.
Then what is the meaning of this?
All I'm saying is that Maya Fey, after killing the victim, exited the room. And I believe that is when she dropped this key.
Can you substantiate your claim?
Isn't that what I'm here for? The prosecution would like to call the defendant's aunt, Morgan Fey, to the stand. Just as I suspected, Aunt Morgan. Poor Mia, she seems really torn by this. Witness, name and occupation. My name is Morgan Fey, and I am a spirit medium, in a manner of speaking.
I'm sorry, but what do you mean, in a manner of speaking?
Ah! I don't think anyone really cares. Now then, after the murder took place, you kept watch over the defendant, correct? Yes, that is correct. I performed the spirit severing technique on Mystic Maya then.
Spirit severing technique?
A technique to remove a spirit from a body and send it back to the other world, that is...
Yes, that is...
You, be quiet. Now, witness. Something happened while you were performing this technique, correct? Yes, that is correct. What in the world could have... Mystic Maya. She escaped from the room.
What?
And here we come to the heart of the matter. Maya Fey, while in a possessed state, managed to escape from the channeling chamber.
Order, order, order.
Oh, lots of yawning today. The tea hasn't kicked in yet, apparently.
Miss Fey, please testify to this court what happened during that time.
Your Honour, I will try my best. I think someone just upped the ante on this trial. Maya's escape. After we heard the gunshots, those two broke the door open and entered the chamber. I requested that Mr. Wright and the other lady please contact the police. A pistol was hanging from Mystic Maya's hand, and she was in a daze. Then, quite suddenly, she thrusted me away from herself and escaped from the room. With great strength, she hit the base of my neck, and I fainted for a short while. I'm afraid I have no knowledge of where she went after that.
That sounds like lies.
Why have you hidden this until now? I did not wish to cause more trouble for Mystic Maya. However, I must correct falsities when they arise. Yeah, sure. Sure thing, you lying snake. That's right, she is simply correcting a falsity, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Why is she making it a point to take a stab at me? Never mind.
Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please.
My aunt is a very smart and sly person. It's going to be hard for us to find a crack in her testimony. Maya's escape. Okay, we start where we were last time. On the approval level or whatever it is. Oh my god. Lots of yawns, and sorry if you heard my stomach then. I did have breakfast, I promise. After we heard the gunshots, those two broke the door open and entered the chamber. Okay, so I've just made a whole mess of things. I was trying to drink tea while playing and dropped my controller, so I'm going to start again from this bit. You haven't missed anything. The only bits I've cut out are me trying to read this box and throwing the controller onto the desk by accident. So, it's really going well today. Let me have a sip of tea and then... Oh, that's good. Alright, let's try this properly now. Just now, you said those two. Who were the two people you were referring to? I was referring to that foreign lady and yourself, good sir. Lotta's not a foreigner, despite how she talks. Oh, is that so? I'm sorry. I simply could not understand her atrocious English, not to mention she looked awful. I can already see people in the Heartland gearing up for a riot. In any case, I have already sent the repair bill to your office, Mr. Wright. Oh, thanks.
What did you do after that, Miss Fay?
I requested that Mr. Wright and the other lady please contact the police. Was it really necessary to have two people do something so simple as call the police? If there was a possibility of escape, then one of us should have stayed behind.
Yes, that is a very good point.
At that time, I myself was a little confused. On top of which, there was another...
Another what, madam?
Oh, it's nothing. No need to concern yourself. I want to hear the end of that sentence. Or question further. There was another reason you wanted both of us out that room, wasn't there? You must testify. Why did you chase us out of the room? I simply did not wish for there to be more victims. The lives of both the good sir and that camera woman may be in danger, is what I thought to myself. Yeah, sure. Okay, tea has been finished. There should hopefully be no more controller throwing incidents.
Well, that was very noble of you, Miss Fay.
This is bad. Now people have a good impression of her, and a bad one of us. Looks like she caught us napping. That's my aunt for you.
Are you satisfied now, Mr. Wright? Miss Fay, please continue.
The pistol was hanging from Miss Maya's hand and she was in a daze. During our investigation you stated that you struck the defendant on the head, and this strike caused Maya to lose consciousness. Do you stand by this statement? I'm afraid I don't. That statement I gave you was a lie. But why would you lie about something like that? It is very painful for me to say this, however. The witness was lying to cover for the defendant. She was covering for Maya? We'll question further again. So you were covering for the defendant? Well, yes. It was only later that I was informed of what had occurred. That the renegade Mystic Maya had done something very unexpected.
Something unexpected? What, pray tell, did she... Oh!
This witness didn't and couldn't have seen what happened. If you want to know what this unexpected thing was, there is always later.
Yes, very well.
Ugh, why does it suddenly feel like there's a rock in the pit of my stomach? Now, witness, continue with what happened. Then, quite suddenly, she thrusted me away from herself and escaped from the room. Was it really that easy for her to escape from you? I'm ashamed to admit to such a thing, however, yes. You are physically larger and stronger than the defendant. There's no way she could have escaped from you so easily. Have you forgotten already, Mr. Phoenix Wright? What about this picture? Remember that at the time the defendant was not physically Maya Fey. The defendant is not Maya Fey anyway. Or at least the person who should be the defendant.
Growing old is such a mysterious thing. Trust me, I know firsthand.
Basically, Mystic Maya's body was still that of the nurse she had called. But if she had run away, wouldn't you have given chase right away? Well, yes, I would have. However, with great strength, she hit the base of my neck and I fainted for a short while. You fainted? I became dizzy and then collapsed onto the floor.
How long were you unconscious?
I'm not sure. About 10 minutes, perhaps.
And the defendant almost certainly went somewhere in that time.
Happy? Witness, elaborate on that point for us. I'm afraid I have no knowledge of where she went after that. Is that because you were unconscious? Why, yes. Great. Well, now what? Question further. So, while you were unconscious, you have absolutely no idea where the defendant went? I would think that's obvious, good sir. If that's true, then how can you know for sure that the defendant left the channeling chamber at all?
Now that you mention it, I have to wonder myself.
Because she wasn't there when I came to. It's true that this witness is not able to confirm this. But the key word here is this witness. What do you mean by that? It means she has another witness up her sleeve. There's a dumbass attached to that sentence that she's not saying out loud. That's what. It looks like Miss Von Karma is ready to move on to her next witness. Okay, so it was just pressing everyone.
That's enough. From what I can tell, there is nothing wrong with this witness's testimony. And from what she has said, we can establish that Maya Fey did leave the chamber.
I hope this isn't going to come back and bite us in the butt. Now, let's take the next logical step and ask, where did the defendant go after leaving the channeling chamber?
Yes. That is exactly what should be...
Be quiet, you. Now then, what the escapee has done was she had gone to speak with a certain person. She went to speak with someone.
Who was it?
The prosecution calls Ms. Eeny Meeny, who was sleeping in the side room at the time. Eeny Meeny? I think you can see where this is headed. Witness, name and occupation. Okay, so my name is, Eeny Meeny. I'm, researching, parapsychology stuff at the, university.
What is this parapsychology?
Let's see. It's, I guess most people call it occult stuff.
Even if that's what most people call it, I can't say I understand what that means.
Then I suggest you go home and research it yourself.
Yes, sir.
Now then, Miss Meany. After the murder took place, you spoke with the defendant, Maya Fey. Is this correct? I guess. If that's the case, then let's hear your testimony. That is alright, isn't it, Your Honour?
Yes, sir.
For the love of all things good, Your Honour, have some spine, for my sake. Yeah, mood. This guy just rolls over whenever anyone is slightly forceful with him. After the murder. When the channeling started, I was, sleeping in the side room. A little later, someone came into the room, really suddenly. It was, oh my god, totally my sister. I, haven't seen her in, so long. I was so happy in, a sad way. My sister, she, told me something, totally terrible.
Now hold your horses, young lady. You're saying the person that entered was your sister. Don't you mean the defendant, Maya Fey?
Really now, Your Honour. Maya Fey was still in the middle of channeling at that time.
Are you saying that the spirit was the spirit of the witness's sister?
Yes, Mimi Meeny. She was a nurse at Dr. Gray's clinic.
Oh, well, this is...
Witness. Yeah? In your testimony you mentioned a terrible thing. Why didn't you tell the court what this terrible thing was? I'm sure we'd love to hear about it. Do I totally, really have to? Of course.
Ms. Meany, please.
My sister, this is what she said to me. That was no accident. I was drugged with sleeping pills. I was murdered by that person. That's why I took my revenge. It's only fair, isn't it? Eeny?
She took her revenge.
Sorry for my phone there.
Are you sure that's what she said?
Yes. There, are you satisfied, Your Honour?
I still can't believe it. I can't believe that a spirit would go so far as to use a medium to get revenge.
Oh, excuse me. It is a bit hard to swallow. However, all the evidence and testimonies point to this as the truth. The end.
What do you think, Mr. Wright? It certainly seems like all the loose ends are accounted for.
This testimony just now, was it all made up? Was it just one huge lie? Of course it was, Phoenix. Mia, what do you mean? It's well constructed, but that's all it is. But even the most well-spun lies can be undone. We can do it, Phoenix. Let's find that one loose thread and unwind this tapestry of lies. Your Honour, there is room for doubt, so the defence will cross-examine this witness. We believe that our cross-examination will reveal the real truth behind this murder. Yet again, the foolish fool spouts out more foolishly foolish drabble. I wonder if you'll make this one more entertaining than the last. After the murder. Okay, press on everything. Was that because of your, sesame allergy, was it? Like, that's right. I, think there were sesame seeds, in the lunch they served that day. I had this, premonition that it was going to be totally be a seedy day. Yes, indeed.
I see.
Am I the only one who missed the boat here? No, I missed it as well.
Anyway, so you were taking a nap. Did something happen while you were sleeping?
A little later, someone came into the room, really suddenly. Do you know the time? Maybe a little before 11 AM, something like that, I think. 11 AM? Yeah, my stomach is totally ready for, food. Oh, no, I think you misunderstood me. I'm not asking what time it is now. I meant what time was it when the someone came into your room. Oh, so, that's what you meant. You should have been more, clear about it. Sorry, my bad. No, it's okay, it's really... That's it? Why'd you stop mid-sentence? Did I? So, what was I talking about again? Never mind. Witness, about this person who entered the side room. It was oh my god. Totally my sister. Are you absolutely sure? I guess. You guessed. Was it or was it not your sister who entered? I don't know. I mean, I totally don't know your sister at all, Mr. Smith. First off, my name is not Mr. Smith. Second, I'm an only child. But more than that, she's managed to mess up the question with her answer.
Well, Mr. Wright.
The defence rests. Well, that was a colossal waste of our time. Now then, witness, how did you feel when you saw Ms. Mimi Meanie? I, hadn't seen her in, so long. I was so happy in, a sad way. The fact that she's just not answering any of the questions properly would not stand in real life. You were happy in a sad way? Yeah, I mean, it was my sister. But wouldn't most people react here with surprise at seeing a dead loved one alive again? But, maybe if I was, someone who didn't know about, the occult. But I, know all about the Korean channeling technique. The point here is the witness immediately recognized that it was her sister. Yeah, what she said. Should I drop this line of questioning? Or question further? So you really didn't think anything strange of the whole encounter? No. There wasn't any reason for me to, think anything was strange. But... Ow! Don't keep badgering her. You know the phrase, objection. Could you try using that once in a while?
Mr. Wright, this question of what the witness felt when she saw her sister, is it really that important?
It's very important, because her sister would have been covered in blood. It is very important, although I quite haven't figured out what it is yet. But I've got to bluff for now, make it seem like I know what I'm talking about.
Alright, Mr. Wright. Ms. Meanie, please amend your testimony.
Okay, I'm, totally cool with that. I wasn't, scared at all, and, her costume looked, totally, normal. So there was nothing odd at all about your sister's appearance? Like, yeah, nothing was, like, weird. Mia's talking to herself like she's found something wrong. That's impossible. Like, is everything okay? Can I, like, go on? My sister, she, like, told me something, like, totally terrible. Something terrible? What was this thing she told you? We literally just heard that. Huh? Like, didn't I just, like, tell you about it? Did you, like, forget already? A foolish fool with a foolish sieve for a brain only speaks foolishly with foolish words. Well, excuse me, princess. Anyway, should I ask to hear the story again? No. I did just hear this story. It's not like my memory's that bad. Actually, the defense is fine and does not need to hear this story again.
Very well. You may continue your testimony, Ms. Meany.
I know there has to be something here I can use, but where? She really put a lot of thought into this lie, didn't she? We can't rush this. Let's take it slowly, one step at a time. She's bound to slip up somewhere. Don't give up. But don't get careless, okay? Remember, calm and collected. Okay. This is where we present the clothes. That was a very well-spun lie, Miss Eni. What are you babbling about this time, Mr. Phoenix, Wright? It's well-constructed, but that's all it is. Stealing Mia's lines. Stealing my lines now, are we, Phoenix? Yeah, that's what I said. Ms. Meany, may I remind you of what you said? You said that there was nothing strange about your sister's appearance. Like, yeah, and? But I don't think that's what you were thinking at all. Take a look at this picture. This is a picture of the sister you met. I would think that even you would be surprised if someone appeared before you like this. The blood spray. Ms. Meany, why did you not include the blood you saw in your testimony? If you were really testifying and not lying, you would have noted it right off the bat.
Order, order. Ms. Meany, what is the meaning of this? Ms. Meany?
I'm thinking. Don't interrupt me.
That you...
What are you stammering about, Your Honour?
Well, I...
That witness. Her personality did a complete 180 there. Lots of people do that when they get on the stand, though. First of all, calm yourself, witness. Like, I'm sorry, I, didn't mean to snap. Now, hurry up with the testimony.
If you please.
Ugh, the judge still looks a little shaken up. A lot of help he's going to be. After the murder part 2. Like, the side room was, kinda dark, you know? So, the costume is, purple, right? The blood totally blended right in. And I, persuaded my sister it wasn't, right to do something like that. And then, I took my sister to the channeling chamber.
Yes, now I see. And you have given us a clear reason for why you didn't notice the blood.
You think? Thanks, Gramps.
Are you satisfied, Mr. Wright?
Absolutely not.
All right, I guess not. Very well. You may question the witness.
He's learning. After the murder part 2. Press on everything. The side room was, kinda dark, you know. Really? Because I thought it was pretty bright inside that room. Don't push your subjective opinions onto this court. That's right. Excuse me, but how is my statement any more subjective than Ms. Meany's? You are such a hopeless cause. Witness, you may feel free to ignore this trite little man. Okay. Ugh. Can't breathe. Let me out of here. That's all we're getting. So, the costume is, purple, right? The blood totally blended right in. You didn't see the blood? Yeah. But she must have had the gun with her at that time as well. That's, Are you going to tell me next that you didn't notice the gun either? I, totally didn't. All I was looking at was, her face. Continue. And I, like, persuaded my sister it wasn't, like, right to do something like that. And what was your sister, Miss Mimi, like at the time? Well, she was, like, totally flipped out because she just shot Dr. Gray. Oh, excuse me, my voice is starting to go. I might need to wrap this up soonish. But I think, like, she knew. She said she did something really bad. And, like, she said she wanted to go with me to, like, apologise to Miss Morgan.
Did Mimi's spirit really say...
Oh, that's the wrong voice. Oh my god. Brain, please. Did Mimi's spirit really say all that to you? Like, yeah. And then, like, I took my sister to the channeling chamber. Was your sister calm by that time? Like, I guess so. I guess maybe, like, taking her revenge on Dr. Gray, like, made her feel a lot better. I'd like to feel a lot better too. Mr. Phoenix Wright. The sooner the better. She says with her whip at the ready. And, like, Miss Morgan was the only one in the channeling chamber, you know? May I ask you one more thing, Miss Meanie? Like, sure. Was there anything you found strange, unusual, or just out of place? Something out of place? Huh? Like, when do you mean? When you... It's either the side room or the crime scene. We'll try the crime scene. I'm talking about when you arrived at the channeling chamber, of course. Like, no, nothing strange. What should I do? That's harder. Think harder. I know you can remember something. I, like, totally can't. Just give up already, Mr. Phoenix, Wright? I wonder if I put too much faith in Enie's ability to do anything with that brain. It's no good. I can't find anything wrong. Phoenix, the judge believes this testimony. If you don't find some sort of hitch in her statement, he'll end the trial, I know. We have to give it another shot. It doesn't matter how many times we listen, we can't give up. Hang on. I skipped too many. Press this again. We're going to the crime scene, maybe it's pointing to the winding way. I'm talking about when you were going to the channeling chamber, of course. Like, no, nothing strange. Ah. She answered rather quickly. Now what? That's harder. Think harder. I know you can remember something. I, like, totally can't. That's not good enough. You have to explain yourself clearly to this court.
Do you think, Mr. Wright, that whether or not there was something odd on the way to the channeling chamber is all that important?
It's very important. I ask because it's very important. Not that I know where I'm going with this. I know where he's going with it. He doesn't yet, clearly.
Very well. Ms. Meanie, if you will, please include a statement about this in your testimony.
Like, I don't get why, but okay. I, like, didn't see anyone on the way to, like, the channeling chamber. Try to remember that time. Oh, like, I remember. Like, I totally didn't see anyone on the way. I guess this really is a dead end. Something you finally pull out of a witness is never a dead end, Phoenix. It's no good. I can't find anything wrong. I can! Phoenix, the judge believes his testimony, blah 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 blah. Come on, let's go. Yes, under repair in the hallway until police came. We got it! I finally found the fault, or I guess, in your case, the crack in your perfect lie. Take a look at this urn. Like, urn? There are cracks, do you see them? So, like, what does that prove? Who cares about some worn-out old urn? Like, yeah. I already, like, said I didn't see, like, anyone on the way to the channeling chamber. I didn't, like, totally say anything about, like, an urn, did I? It looks like you still don't understand. I proposed that if he had really been walking along the winding way at that time, there was no way you could have not seen this person. I'd like to introduce someone to you. This is Miss Morgan Fay's daughter, Pearl Fay.
Yes, and how is this child relevant?
It just so happens that at the time of the murder, Pearl was playing in the centre garden.
Oh.
And she just happened to break this urn.
Oh. Oh.
Wait, she broke the urn? Yep, she accidentally knocked it over with her ball. No. And Pearl was the one who put it back together, while sitting right in the middle of the winding way. What? Ms. Meany. Pearl was there in the winding way at the time. She was hard at work putting the pieces of the urn back together, you see. If you couldn't see that while you were walking, I'd have to declare you legally blind. Grr. I think I have sufficiently proven one thing, Ms. Meany. You're a masterful liar. I like the ghost imagery there. That's interesting.
Mr. Wright, you need to watch what you say.
The one who needs to watch what she's saying is the witness. So, Ms. Meany, tell us the truth. About what? About what? About where you really were at the time of the murder, of course. The witness just testified about that. That's right. I was, like, sleeping in the side room. Can I really believe her? Was she really sleeping in the side room? There is no way. Your lies end here. What do you... The witness says that during the actual murder she was asleep in the side room, and I say that's not possible because there is clearly a contradiction here.
A contradiction? Where is this contradiction?
Help me, Mia. I think it's in the evidence. I'm gonna go for Help Me Mia and see what it does. I may have overreached on this one. Is there really a contradiction somewhere? Don't worry, you're on the right path, Phoenix. It might be a little hard for you to see the contradiction, but it's there. So just this once, do you want me to help you out? I'm gonna say no, I think I can do it. I want to try this on my own. Well, it might be hard for me to see, but I can't just accept her help without thinking it through myself first. Haha, that's the spirit. Give it another try, it's in her testimony though.
Mr. Wright, what is your answer?
Oh, okay, time to add another bluff to the pile. The witness says that during the actual murder she was asleep in the side room, and I say that's not possible because there's clearly a contradiction here. In her testimony. Earlier in your testimony, Miss Meany, you made the following statement. And, like, Ms. Morgan was the only one in the channeling chamber, you know? It's true that at the time both myself and Miss Hart were not there. We had gone to call the police. So, like, what does that, like, have to do with anything? It's very simple. Ms. Meany, how did you know that fact? How? I concede that Miss Fay was the only person in the channeling chamber. However, someone who was asleep in the side room could not have known that. Which means, Ms. Meany, you did in fact go to the channeling chamber. But you didn't go there by way of the winding way. Wow.
But look at the manor guide map. If one wanted to go between the side room and the channeling chamber, one would have to use the winding way.
Yes, that's right, Your Honour. Which is why I ask this very important question. Where was the witness at the time of the murder? Ms. Meany, please answer the question. Don't ask a question off of a baseless assumption, if you please. Well, I suppose since you've put it on the table, Mr. Phoenix Wright, you might as well answer the question for us. Where was the witness at the time of the murder? In the channeling chamber. Now's your chance, Phoenix. Yeah. The only person who could have killed Dr. Gray was Eeny Meeny. So now is the time to prove it. Yeah, okay, so it is Morgan orchestrated it, Eeny Meeny actually did it, and hopefully they're both going down.
Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your answer. Where was the witness when the murder took place?
Boop, 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 boop. Present. Ms. Meany was here, of course.
What? But that's the channeling chamber.
Isn't that the crime scene? That's right. Ms. Meany was at the scene of the crime.
Order. That's why that is... What?
Mr. Phoenix Wright, have you lost your mind? Yesterday's testimony established that only the victim and the defendant were in the chamber when the channeling started.
Yes, that is correct. Please explain yourself, Mr. Wright.
Simple. Ms. Eeny Meeny was hiding at the scene of the crime. I was hiding? Where? Like, where was I hiding? Here, of course.
Behind the folding screen.
Don't make me say this again. Recall yesterday's testimony. There ain't no way anyone was hanging out behind that folding screen. See, you stupid jerk. Quick being so quick to pin it on me, slimeball.
Now, Miss Meany. One so young as you shouldn't be saying...
Shut it, Gramps. As if you know exactly how old I am. It's in the court record, babe. She's 21.
I'm sorry.
I think she's 21. Let me check. I don't want to be spreading misinformation. Yeah, she's 21. Looks like the pipe's about to burst. Guess I should help it along. The witness was hiding behind the folding screen with the help of this. Ms. Meany, how you were able to hide yourself at the scene of the crime is very simple. You were hiding inside this box. Ah, that tiny little box. No person could fit in that. Sorry, but your theory has already been disproved. Lotta disproved you when she was hiding from me in it. But that clothing box was in the side room, right? Which means it has nothing to do with the murder at all. That's right. I was sleeping there, so I should know. That clothing box was there in the side room the whole time.
Mr. Wright, do you think you can prove where the clothing box was at the time of the crime?
Yes, I can, with some evidence. Let's go! And now I present the piece of evidence that will prove this clothing box was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. I think it's going to be the box itself. And if it's not the box itself, it's going to be the screen. I'm getting physically hyped up at like getting to the end of this case. But I think it's going to be the box itself with the bullet hole. Take a look at this clothing box. You're so stupid, as if there's any sort of evidence in that whole thing.
What on earth?
I don't have time for you to sit there surprised. Hurry up and say it already.
There's a hole, about 8 inches off the ground.
A hole about 8 inches off the ground. Where have I heard that before? The folding screen. It had a hole at the same height. That's right. I hope this has opened your eyes to what happened. At the time of the shooting, the clothing box was sitting behind the folding screen, which was why the bullet from the pistol hit both the box and the folding screen. It went through the screen and then into the box. I thought it went through the box, through the screen and then into Dr. Gray, but you know. Ms. Meany, you were hiding behind the folding screen waiting for your chance. Yes, for your chance to kill Dr. Gray. Oh, okay, so the bullet went through the screen into... No, Jesus Christ, this is all going so fast. Then, Mr. Phoenix Wright, what about this picture? Are you saying that the person in this photo is Ms. Eeny Meeny? That is exactly what I'm saying. Ms. Eeny Meeny, you were hiding inside this clothing box all along. And you wore a medium's costume to masquerade as Maya Fey.
To masquerade as Maya Fey?
She had it planned from the very beginning. She would kill Dr. Gray and pin the blame on my client. No, stop. I can't stand to listen to any more of this foolishness. If that's the case, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then I have a proposition. This whole idea that the witness moved the clothing box to the crime scene, pretended to be the defendant, killed the victim, and then fled the scene of the crime. It's not possible for one person to do all that by herself. Correct, it's not possible. It really is impossible. For one person to do all the preparations, that is. Ow! Need I remind you, the foolish receive no mercy. Oh, wait. Ms. Von Karma, you said it was not possible for one person, correct? Oh, you can't be serious. Ms. Meany, you have an accomplice. Urgh, this person. If it wasn't someone from Karain Village, you couldn't have gotten the costume. And if it wasn't someone from the Fey household, you wouldn't have that box to use. Morgan Fey.
Isn't that the wonderful lady witness we had earlier?
What do you have to say to this, Miss Meany? Grr, grr. You shot Dr. Gray with your own two hands. Do you deny it? I need to readjust in my chair, my leg is going numb. I think this is what really happened. But I need to calm down. The murderer had planted herself at the scene of the crime long beforehand. Dressed in a medium's costume and wearing a wig, she pretended to be the defendant. And then, the channeling started. The murderer crept silently towards the other two, both of whom had their eyes closed. First, she drugged Maya Fey with a strong sleeping agent. Then, she stabbed Dr. Gray with a knife. Next, she hid my client inside the clothing box. She did that so she could take Maya's place and frame her for the crime. I am really running out of voice now. But I think we're right here. But that's when something unexpected happened.
Unexpected?
Yes. Dr. Gray was actually not yet dead. With the last of his strength, he fired a shot at his attacker. And this is why the hole in the folding screen was so low to the ground. The murderer then took the gun from Dr. Gray and...
After that, you and the other lady thought to break into the room.
Yes, a gunshot is certainly something you wouldn't expect to hear. Which is why...
Oh, excuse me. Big yawns as well.
Which is why, upon hearing the shots, we forced our way into the channeling chamber. Ms. Meany, she immediately covered her own costume with blood. And pretended to be Maya Fey. But that sort of deception would have been easy to see through. Which is precisely why Miss Morgan Fey chased us out. Please leave this area to me. Go quickly and inform the police. Hurry, before there are more victims here.
What is one supposed to say?
This is the real truth behind this murder.
Who is that, laughing at a time like this?
Oh, you simple-minded fools. I'm sorry, are you still by chance evolving? Oh, Jesus. What is it this time?
Miss Von Karma, surely.
Of course it was me. Do you really think someone of Von Karma blood would lose due to something this petty? What in the world? Mr. Phoenix Wright, your argument is flawed in one very crucial area. And that is... If this witness is the real murderer, why would she go through all this trouble? Huh? Working together with a medium, pretending to be one, putting on this whole act? What reason would she have to do such foolish things? Huh? Well, that's, Yeah, that's right. That's exactly what I was gonna say. Oh, and one other thing. Why would Ms. Eeny Meeny want to kill Dr. Gray? Where is her motive? Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to say too. Yeah, motive. I don't have a motive. A motive? I can't say she has no motive here. I have to think of a motive now. What is her reason for wanting Dr. Gray dead? The reason you wanted Dr. Gray dead is this. Yeah, this one. Probably. Ha! Just as I thought, you bore me with your silly answers, Phoenix, right? Just great. Oh. Now even she's calling me by my full name. You think I did this to get revenge for my sister's death? Yes. Because through that accident, you suffered a lot of hurt and pain yourself. Don't be stupid. No one has proof that Dr. Gray drugged my sister, right? And you want to say I wanted to take revenge based on nothing?
What do you mean by that?
See now, stupid grounds. I'm, going to explain, so, please listen, okay? It's been over half a year since I was just discharged from the hospital. If I, wanted revenge, then, I wouldn't have waited this long. And besides, the guy that thought of the spirit thing was, Dr. Gray. It was, a total coincidence he asked me about it, you know? She's back to her airhead persona. However, you see... Ouch! Pathetic, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You failed to support your own theory. The end.
I think we have our answer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What Miss Meany has stated is very true. The revenge plan is overly complicated and she has no motive in the first place. Furthermore, there is no reason for Ms. Morgan Fay to cooperate with this plan.
Yes, there is.
You don't even have any truly decisive pieces of evidence to demonstrate your point.
Tusk, so many faults, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You should really learn your place. What happened? I thought I had her for sure. See, it's just as I, told you. I hope you liked your slice of humble pie.
Very well, I now conclude the cross-examination of Miss Eenie Meenie.
Hold it. Your Honour, please allow the defence 1 more minute.
All right.
You can't lose here. Have faith in yourself, Phoenix. Mia. Yes, it does sound like a ridiculously messed up plan for a murder, but, regardless, that girl trained for this crime. But really? Listen, Phoenix. Everything happens for a reason. There is a reason for why she had to kill Dr. Gray, and it is also the reason she had no choice but to kill him in this fashion.
Time is up, Mr. Wright. Your final answer, please. If you want to say that you can prove Miss Meany had a motive, then why did she kill the victim in this way? Can you provide the reason?
Can I? Can I really do this? Yes, I can. I'm not totally confident here, but I know that I must press on no matter what. That's right, Phoenix. Only you can do this now. I will show and substantiate the fact that Miss Meany had a motive. Ha ha ha, too bad. You're too late. My cross-examination has already ended, after all. Ah. Interesting. I'll let you have your chance, Mr. Phoenix, right? What? You're supposed to be on my side? Lord Karma only cares about the perfect win. As long as you have the will to fight, I will knock you down, Mr. Phoenix Wright. And I don't care if you're my witness. So help me, I will throw you out of my way. No way.
Very well. The court will take a 5-minute recess. We will continue the cross-examination after we reconvene.
Hey, wait a sec here. Okay. Very good place to pause. To be continued. My voice is going. I need to get another drink. Let's save the progress. So we've got part 2 of the trial ready for next time. That's going to be it for today, though. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, I was getting hyped up in this episode. I think the music and the speed of all the text was just getting me going. Just talking as fast as I can and not explaining everything. So sorry if I seemed a bit scrambled partway through there, but yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate all the support on this series. I hope you all continue to enjoy it as much as I'm enjoying recording it. This is a lot of fun to do. So yeah, thank you for watching, everyone. Have a good day.
Bye-bye.